I often tell students, don't let your story define you, and that your parents' stories don't need to become your story, that you are the master of your own ship, so to speak, like they often say. I know it's a cliche, but you truly are the captain of where you want to go.
Welcome to Uncharted, the Young Professionals podcast. You're watching episode 5, Embrace the Struggle. And my guest today is Tamara Hebert, the Director of Events and Conferences at Plymouth State. How are you?
Good, how are you, Chris?
I'm glad you're on the show. I know you're busy, you're taking some time off from your day and sitting on this podcast. With our episode being Embrace the Struggle today, can you take me through a few struggles that took you here and made you who you become?
Sure. So I think the first struggle that I encountered, honestly, is my stature. Being small, and I was very athletic, and a lot of people doubted me and my athletic ability. So I kind of embraced this small but mighty persona, and I used other people's doubts to fuel my success on and off the courts. So I actually received a trophy in basketball as best offensive player, which I think a lot of people did not expect me to receive something like that, but I just always have pushed myself to fight against stereotypes. So I'd say that was one of my first struggles that I used to just better myself.
I know what you're saying. As a washed-up athlete, I feel the exact same thing. In March, I tore my Achilles, as I brought up on past episodes, and that struggle was something I had to deal with myself, and I feel like it made me stronger as a person with critical thinking and just how my mind worked differently. I didn't have to think about waking up and going to the bathroom or going down the stairs. Just different entities about being hurt just shape you, and that's definitely made me stronger, and that's part of my struggles. Do you think your battle scars are a testament to who you are today?
Oh, sure.
Do you understand?
Everyone.
Yeah.
The other thing was being a first generation college student myself. I knew nothing about college. I didn't know about the process. I didn't know anything about financial aid. I didn't know about applying for scholarships. Even within your own town, I knew nothing about that. So I literally was treading unknown waters. And so I kind of, again, got the mentality of sink or swim. And I definitely sometimes feel like I was drowning sometimes, because I've had my share of, failures. And for me, it was about picking yourself back up, right? And not hiding those scars, because they definitely make you who you are. I'm the daughter of a homeless man. If you actually Google me, you'd see my story out there online, that in searching for my father, that he was homeless on the streets of San Francisco. So I'm very proud to be a first generation, the only student in my family that has a college degree. And I think I'm a testament of success through those struggles here at Plymouth State. And so, I like to give back because of everything that's been given to me. So.
I like what you said about being a first generation college student. I am too, also. Yeah. My older brother and sister went to college also, so the experience for us was just being tossed in the water and just completely submerged. And we did well. We figured it out for ourselves, and that's all it's about. It's about taking it on the chin and struggling a little bit to find yourself and be better.
It's getting back up,
exactly.
Right?
It's
yeah, because life's going to push you down, and it's how you get back up. And I love sports, and I love the Patriots, and I'm a huge Tom Brady fan, as we all know. And people like to tear you down when you're at the top. And I like Tom Brady because of how he responds to criticism, to adversity, and I like to think that, that's what we can control in life, is how we respond to situations, to criticism, to adversity. I once had a supervisor say to me, "You'll never be anything without your college degree," because I actually came here at Plymouth State without my college degree. I had gone to college, and then I had to drop out because I couldn't afford it, and I didn't know about how to try to go and afford college for myself. So I came here to Plymouth State as an hourly student, making $6.50, actually as an hourly employee, making $6.50 an hour. And 20 years later, I'm now the director of events and conference planning, really doing my true passion, working with all kinds of different groups on campus, helping students along the way. It's been great, so. Yeah.
What do you think motivates you? I know you like have a lot on your plate and a lot of people depend on you. Like, what is the chip on your shoulder?
Ooh, good question. I think it's really trying to define myself, not knowing who my father was. My brother and I were the only Huberts growing up in our town, and people would always say, "Are you related to so-and-so?" And I'd always go, I don't know. So we really struggled with our identity, and for me, it was about creating what the Hubert name meant for me. And in searching for my father, I found pieces of my father that were instilled in me without even knowing it. That he was trying to have a better life. I've heard stories that he was a good friend, and that even though he didn't have a nickel, to his name, but he would always find ways to spread good deeds to others and to give of himself. So in a way, I'd like to think that I've picked up the pieces of my father that he left me, and really tried to plant the seeds that he gave me into, a full bouquet of flowers, really. So it motivates me that I came from nothing and to be something and to make a difference.
A concrete rose, drew through the concrete. I love that.
Yeah.
One of my things I go to when I'm struggling or when I feel overwhelmed is the future dividends, like what's gonna happen, the ROI. Like everything I'm doing now is not for no reason. I don't get out of bed and wake up early and call Adam, my co-president, and make sure everything's going well in the org for no reason. We do everything to be proactive and not reactive, and that's how you have to be. So the struggle is just what comes with it. But I know things are gonna pay off soon, and that's the whole gist of the Young Professionals podcast. Someone out there in my position that's going to be transitioning into the corporate world next year is going to see this and be like, okay, things get better. This is all going to pay off sooner or later. Just stay with the track.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it truly is the people that you meet along the way. I often tell students, don't let your story define you, and that your parents' stories don't need to become your story, that you are the master of your own ship, so to speak, like they often say. I know it's a cliche, but you truly are the captain of where you want to head. So you can carve out your own story, look at the lives of people around you and learn from them. Every single person we meet along the way is a teacher, in and out of the classroom, and that's really how I look at myself too, that I'm also a teacher of life. So a teacher of struggle, a teacher of life, a teacher of success, a teacher of failure. So
definitely. I like that you picked up your parents' stories and yours. I feel like that your parents' story shapes you in some retrospect.
Sure.
I grew up watching my mom work multiple jobs, and she instilled that work ethic in me, and I saw that, so that carried over to me. It's a spillover, and just the way she goes about things, she never complains, and that's also something I do. If it happens, it happens. It's gonna come with territory.
Yeah.
Tamara, thank you so much for being on our podcast. I appreciate you.
You're
taking time out
welcome.
of your day. Come by anytime.
Take care.